welcome to another one of my YouTube videos. On today's video, we are going to be talking about how to tune into your femininity from a Black woman's perspective. So before I get into this video, I would like to go ahead and just put out a little disclaimer to you guys. This video is for all women, but discussing femininity from a Black woman's perspective rather than any other race, it's just a little bit different. And honestly, the world already forgets about Black women as a whole. So I just felt that it is very necessary to discuss femininity from a Black woman's perspective and just really just tune in and talk about what it feels like to be feminine, the struggles that we have as being feminine as Black women. Now, there are thousands of videos on femininity, but like I said, there are not a lot of femininity videos just talking about Black women. So for once, can we please just talk about one video for Black women solely and not leave us out like the rest of the world? So that's why I'm making this video. So before we even talk about feminism, what is femininity, I'm going to give you that definition. So femininity is the qualities or the attributes regarding to the characteristics of women. As a Black woman myself, of course, I've been stereotyped as well as other people, other Black women who have been stereotyped just because of the color of our skin. As Black women as a whole, we feel like that we are superhuman and that we are just superpowers and that we're so perfect and that we can just take care of everyone, and we always tend to exclude ourselves, which is the problem. And also too, after watching my video, if you just want to get a little bit more in-depth definition of femininity and how to tune into your feminism, Serena Williams, which is the famous, most talented tennis player, she has an entire interview as well as articles talking about femininity, talking about how people have ridiculed her on not being feminine enough, on being too manly, on looking too manly. Her hair is not the way that most women hair should look like. So she talks about that in her interviews as well as in several articles. So if you are interested, you can for sure go ahead and tune into those interviews. So the first way that you can tune into your feminism side is that you can just make sure that you are kind to yourself and that you compliment yourself daily. And this does not just go for Black women, this goes for any type of woman. Honestly, we're just natural caretakers, and with being a caretaker, we often forget to just take care of ourselves. How are we pouring into so many other people and our own cup is empty? So making sure that you feel good about yourself, make sure that you tell yourself that you're beautiful, that you're pretty, that you're smart, that you're intelligent, that you have a lot to offer at your job, or you have a lot to offer in a relationship. And understand the importance of just taking breaks. As Black women, we put so much pressure on ourselves, especially when it comes to our jobs. If you are a Black woman in a leadership role, that is a whole nother different topic, and I'm actually going to talk about that in another video in the future. It's just a lot, and you know, we feel really guilty for taking breaks, and we honestly should not feel guilty for taking breaks. If every other person can take breaks, if men are allowed to take breaks, if other women of different ethnicities are allowed to take breaks, so are we. We as a Black population are allowed to take breaks. So I know we all have that problem because we want to be hustlers, we want to be grinders, but please don't forget to make sure that your cup is full at all times and take a break.
I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of suffering.
Next way we're going to be talking about is self-care and your appearance. Listen, Black women, do not let anyone tell you that you are bougie or that you think that you're better than people just because you want to normalize luxury into your life.
How would you describe your personality?
A personality, I'm bad and bougie and cute.
Normalizing luxury is not a problem. That does not mean that you're too bougie. If you want lash extensions, if you only want to stay at 4.5-star hotels and above, that does not mean that you're bougie and that you think that you're better than people. No, you just like what you like. That's okay. If every single other race can like high class and nice things in life, why can't you? So don't let anyone classify you in the bougie population because you like nice things. There's nothing wrong with liking nice things.
Yes, it's me. And you guys are angry about it. Oh my God, I make y'all feel that. Well, this will not take long. Well, I just wanted to pop up here and show y'all how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm looking great. I'm feeling great, you know.
Understand that normalizing self-care is crucial, Go get you that facial. Go get you that manicure. Go get you that pedicure. And don't get the basic one. Go get you the deluxe pedicure. I promise you, normalize these things. These things will make you feel so much better about yourself. And some of these things may be small, but I promise you, when you normalize self-care, normalize the way you look, make yourself look good, and you will feel better. I promise you. Tuning into your femininity can also mean that you need more alone time with yourself. Listen, Black women, do not feel guilty for wanting alone time. If you just had a baby, if you're going through postpartum depression, if you are married, if you're a wife, if you're a girlfriend, it's okay to want alone time. Alone time is completely healthy. You need alone time to think. If you are feeling a certain way, if you've been feeling down all month, let's just say you've been feeling bad every single day of this month, you need to have alone time. Go read a book. Go out for a whole day to go to the movies. Take yourself out on dates. It's okay to still take yourself out on dates when you're married. You need to normalize having alone time. This is healthy. Next step we're going to be talking about is who you surround yourself around. Do you have positive mentors in your life? Are you surrounding yourself with positive women? The women that you hang around, do you guys have similar goals? Are you hanging around gossipers? Are you hanging around selfish people? Are you hanging around negative Nancys? You need to make sure that you are hanging around positive women at all times. If you do not have a positive circle of positive women or women who are actually doing things in life, okay, so what? Go to networking events, you guys. There are so many networking events depending on where you live. There are various apps that you can find just on your iPhone. Actually, I think the app is called meetups.com, and some people think that it's for dating, but it's really not. It's to network. If you have a hobby, if you're a painter, if you are a dancer, if you are someone who enjoys reading books, they have book clubs that you can literally meet up with strangers and just be around people who are positive and people who have positive energy. That's what you really need. In order to truly tune in your femininity as a Black woman, you need to let go of the strong Black woman stereotype. We all know what this stereotype is, but just in case you don't, we're gonna talk about it. In the strong Black woman stereotype, oftentimes this means that we are perfect and that we do not take breaks. No days off. I know you guys heard of that phrase, no breaks off, or I'll sleep when I die. No, this is not the way that you need to be attacking life. And guess what? As Black women, it's okay to realize and actually say out loud that you're not always strong. I'm not always strong. People have told me my whole entire life that, oh, you know, Lee is so strong and, I don't have to worry about Lee because she's going to get this and she's going to get that. She's a grinder and she's a hustler. Yeah, I am all those things, but I'm not always strong. I too need support. And so do you. So do you. You need support. None of us are that strong to where we just don't need to be asking for support or asking for help. It's almost like we personally and internally strive to be that strong Black woman stereotype. And honestly, it is killing us. It is killing our health. It is killing our internal mental health. We need to do better with that. So honestly, saying that you're the strong Black woman is really not a compliment, because that just means you are being put in this stereotype of being a superwoman and a superhuman. And we are not that. And being put into the strong Black woman stereotype, that oftentimes means that we forget about ourselves. We help so many people that we forget about ourselves. And how in the world are you going to tune into your feminism and your feministic side if you don't even remember yourself? You forget about yourself. You put everybody in front of yourself. You will never grow that way, and you will never be happy long term that way. Also, suppressing your emotions is another characteristic and trait of the strong Black woman stereotype. You guys, we cannot do this. We cannot suppress our emotions. I know it's hard. I know as Black women, we oftentimes do this because people truly screw us over every single day. We're paid less when it comes to corporate jobs. We're not often chosen as being in a leadership position at a company. Men do not take us seriously in the job or out the job. So with that being said, we personally feel like we need to put on this tough exterior so that people don't try us. And honestly, we're suppressing our emotions, which is just not mentally healthy. Which ties into my next step, which is having vulnerability issues. Having vulnerability issues can also stem from bitterness. That bitterness can stem from something else. Just remember, you guys, if you are bitter, and also we all know the whole strong Black woman stereotype can also mean that you're a bitter woman, or that you're mean, you're loud, you're disrespectful, and that is not what that means, by the way. So let's just stop saying all of that altogether. If you notice yourself that you are always vulnerable, that you're always negative, that you're maybe ungrateful or bitter, this means that there is an underlying issue that you are going through, and it is your job as an adult to figure out what that reason is. So you need to make sure that you find out your why. Why am I like this? Why am I doing this? Why am I being treated this way? Why don't people like me? Why doesn't anyone like me? If people don't like you, it's probably your fault. And it's probably something that you're doing that you need to change expeditiously.
How about expeditiously?
Period. You know what I'm saying? With being vulnerable, just understand. Understand that feminine does not mean weak. Feminine does not mean girly. Feminine does not mean unintelligent. You can be strong and feminine. You can be direct and not rude. You can take up for yourself and not be defensive. You can be sexy and not be inappropriate. These things, you guys, are a part of the woman DNA. These are things that are already instilled in us. It's okay. When it comes to really tuning into my feministic side, I've always struggled with vulnerability and suppressing my emotions. Now, you guys, when it comes to vulnerability, bitterness, and just not being in tune with your emotions, this can always be due to childhood trauma. Why am I like this? What about me that I have gone through that makes me act this way? Why am I suppressing my emotions? For me, I have had vulnerability issues pretty much my whole life, except for the last few years, because growing up, I have seen so many people be vulnerable to people, and those people have truly and completely taken advantage of them. So I always told myself from a young girl, I don't care what, I will cry behind closed doors, because I truly, and this is really sad, I used to think that crying in front of people or crying in general is weak. So for years, I never cried. I would literally go years without crying. And I had to really see, why am I like this? And that's because as a child, not every time, but I would say about 90% of the time, if I saw a woman cry or a woman be vulnerable, a man took advantage of that. So I always told myself, okay, well, if I don't show my emotions and if I suppress my emotions, nobody will really be trying me like that. And that's not the way that you should be thinking. As an adult, I see that that is very toxic, and I really had to go to counseling, go to therapy, and really just get in tune with my emotions on why I felt that way. And I found out my why. So just make sure, you guys, when you're unbalanced, when you feel like something's going wrong, I'm sad all the time, or I'm just angry, like I wake up angry and bitter, something is wrong, and you need to figure out that why. When you are truly in tune with your femininity side and you are comfortable with being vulnerable and you're comfortable with showing your emotions, the people who you surround yourself with will change. Even in a romantic relationship, the men that you go for, they're going to change. The characteristics that you're looking for, they're going to change. I can honestly say when it comes to my past relationships that I just was not vulnerable because I just never trusted them. And it wasn't that all of them were doing something to make me not trust them. I just had tremendous trust issues. And I just really couldn't be myself. But then again, at the same time, they really weren't giving me what I need to have in a relationship. So right now, honestly, I'm so grateful that in my current relationship, the person that I'm with right now, he gives me that energy that I need, and he gives me that positive energy. So I'm able to give it back. I'm able to trust him. I'm able to be vulnerable with that person. Just make sure that you cannot be vulnerable to everyone, okay? You cannot be crying on everyone's shoulder because all people just do not have good intention. So you just really have to be really cognizant of who you tell your business to. As Black women, we just put this tough exterior on the outside because honestly, people just were not treating us how we should have been treated from the get-go. So we just feel like we just need to be tough so that people don't try us or that people don't get too close to us. And you guys, this is extremely toxic. I know we have normalized this behavior, but it's not normal behavior. My young Black women who have had missing fathers, I know you guys have struggled with different things in your life, and I know that because that was my background. And due to that missing father, I had vulnerability issues because I just didn't want people to get close to me. I always suppressed my emotions. I did not want men to get that emotionally close to me because I did not want them to hurt me. And I just didn't want to be vulnerable. I truly didn't. I can honestly say I just now started being vulnerable with myself and just really tuning into my emotions 2 years ago. 2 years ago, guys. Like, are you serious? 2 years ago. I'm almost 30 years old. Never really cried like that. You can ask my family. I don't cry in front of them. I don't really talk about my relationships with them. The relationship that I'm in right now is the only relationship that my family pretty much knows about. Never brought men around my family. Just extremely secretive and private, you guys. And honestly, looking back, it's because of my childhood trauma. So I had to deal with that, deal with why am I this way? Why can I not tune into my feminism side in my romantic relationship. Like, it was bad, you guys. I truly just really didn't have no emotions like that. Like, I really didn't. Not really affectionate, all that stuff. Just really not tuning into my feminism side. And it's because of my childhood. So once I figured out, okay, this is why I am the way I am, this is why I cannot connect in this way, it truly helped me. If you do struggle as a Black woman with tuning into your femininity, I suggest that you read books about it. You guys, there are so many books about tuning in to your more womanly side, your womanhood, just really knowing what it means to be a lady, to be a woman. What does that feel like? How are your emotions supposed to feel like? There are so many books, you guys, on it. So this is just gonna wrap up my video. I just really wanted to talk about all of these tips and all of these steps, and also just share with you guys some of my experience. I'm telling you guys, I truly just tuned into my femininity side 2 years ago. It's sad, but you know, better late than never. And I know that other people struggle with this who are African American and who are women. And I just wanted to make a video just for us, you guys. I don't want to leave us out like the rest of the world. I really don't. So if you watched this video and you got to this point of my video, I just want to say thank you. And I hope that you can resonate with the things that I'm talking about in this video. I want you to please share my video with every single Black woman that you know, because I want you guys to understand it's okay to be in tune with your feminism side. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel like some days you're just weak and you really just don't have the strength to get up. That's okay. Get the support that you need. Go phone call a friend. Go vent to somebody that you truly trust, you guys. It's okay. So thank you guys for tuning into my video. Please subscribe so that you can get recent updates on when I drop new videos, and I hope that you like this as well. And please comment, you guys. I truly encourage you, if you have watched my video to this point, please write one thing in my comments on what you struggle with when it comes to your feminism, because I really want to know. So thank you guys for watching this video and always supporting me. It's Apparently Blunt here, where we keep it 100, where we are transparent, because we are looking for self-growth and elevation. Talk to you guys later.